Hi everybody, this is Freddy from Pulsor, and I want to show you our new library. It's called Pulsor II and it's for Zebra2. So this is the sequel to Pulsar 1, so it has a very similar structure. It's mainly a pulse library, so we have a bunch of different pulses, and the interesting thing about it is that we also included the stems. So what that means is if you check here, you see the different folders, and then we have the pulses, and then we have the pulses and stems, so you can see all the different stems that conform each pulse. So what that means is that for each pulse you have all the elements that make that sound. So for instance, let me play this. So yeah, you have a few things going on right. So if I play stem A, this is one of the elements. There's another thing here, kind of like the bassy thing, kind of like the percussive elements. So when you hear everything together, you know, everything works in counterpoint together and kind of make the pulse, right? So that's more or less the philosophy. You have a different set of stems, and by themselves there are pulses that you can use, but you can also combine them and they already make one main pulse, which are the actual pulses on this folder right here. So I'm gonna keep playing from here so you can hear a few stems and a few pulses, and then I play also a few of the pads. We also included a few pads that are actually made out of some of the sounds that we use in the pulses. That way everything blends pretty well. Same with the others folder. It's just different synths that we have that are very useful because they're kind of derivated from the main pulses. So let me keep playing a few sounds so you'll kind of get the vibe. For instance, we have a original alien percussion pulse 1. So this is stem A. So as you can see, the sounds are very organic. That's kind of our goal here with the whole library. It's not super synthy. It's more percussive. We included a lot of different percussion this time on this version. So let's keep some of the. We have a few different variations of the original alien percussion. And every pulse is going to have multiple controller, which is going to be the filter. It's going to be a low pass filter, which is super useful for film scoring when you want to add intensity or you want to keep the music a little bit on the background. You can filter it a little bit. It's almost like a live mixing kind of thing. And then, since the pulses don't usually need the pitch controller because it's not something that you normally want to do, we're using the pitch controller, the pitch bend, for different things. So for instance, if I play this one, this is what the pitch bend does. So right away you get a lot of modulation out of the pitch bend and the mod wheel together. So that makes them pretty fast and easy to use. You don't have to figure out which controller to set. I mean, you can use it. You can customize your controlling if you want to go for a specific part of the sound. But right off the bat, you have a very useful set of modulation that you can use. So let's keep going. We have Army Echoes Pulse. Military stuff. Then we have atomic bell arpeggios. You know, most of the sounds here are pulses, but we also included some that can work as pulses and as arpeggios. For example, this one is one. You can It's also an arpeggiator. So same here, you get the stem. Another stem. If you want something very subtle, same with this one. So we have the two stems, right? But we also have sometimes kind of remixes of the sound. This is like a most different variation, a combination of the stems. So let's keep going. For instance, we have this pretty aggressive stuff going on. These are the stems. Stem A. It's pretty crazy. There's a wide range of sounds. We have a lot of stuff that are pretty gritty, like this one, and we also have very subtle, spacey, subtle, or bellish sounds like you just hear. For instance, you only need the bass. Okay, industrial pulse. Let's keep going. Industrial glitch combo. So this is obviously super complex. So the stems here are gonna be very useful. See, you can blend this with your stuff and you have a subtle moment. This is some kind of combo we did that we think, you know, it might be useful. What else? That is pretty crazy. Then we have a lost satellite pulse. Or side 5. Stems. This one sounds pretty dark by itself. Okay, it's another variation. So let's check Martian percussion. So, like the name says, this is also an abbreviator. Stems here. We have even an alt version. So let's check Percussion R2. You see the variations are actually pretty different. They're made out of the same kind of sources. So let's skip to, let me see, we have this multi-pulsar. Let's see what operates this one. Nice for tension. Right now I'm modulating with the pitch bend. Let's listen to the stems. It's actually very simple elements that make a super busy. Okay, so let's check this one. Orbital tension pulse. That's if you play with the pitch bend, you get a bunch of different crazy. Start the steps right here. Okay, let's keep going. There's a lot of stuff. Organic feature pulse. Okay. Preparing for invasion. Pulsing clock. Different elements here. Pulsing clock too. This could work great in Walking Dead, for example. It's like a kind of hybrid metallic woody sound that you don't really know what it is. It's pretty dark, obviously. Let's see what the pitch bend does. It kind of changes the releases. Let's keep going. These are simple bells. Regular version. So it's like a minor version, and this is a neutral version, so it's more useful when you don't want to be tied to one key. Okay, more stuff. Smooth metallic tension bass harp. Space Cadet pulse. Let's see the stems. It's very percussive sound. Let's keep going. Space Chase percussive pulse. Space Engine pulse. It's very heavy. That's pretty crazy. Let's keep going. So what words we won't finish ever. Spacey bass. Let's do the steps. It's kind of the bass part of it. Very deep. Let's keep going. Zero gravity pulse. And this one is a lot of fun. Zombie alarm. Just bad now. So you can hear. Pretty aggressive. Okay, so let me show you now some of the pads. So we only have a few, but these are super useful, just like in Pulsar 1. We got a few requests for this. So a lot of these are pulsing pads, and you see how you control it. For instance, the awakening pad. So it has a little bit of pulse going on, right? But you can also stop the pulse with the pitch bend. So if you want to add tension, you move the pitch bend, so you get the pulsing. So it's very useful. I mean, the idea is that you want to make them very organic and very controllable. Calm before the storm pad. Very slowly evolving pad. Then we have a few dark tension pads. These are some of my favorites. They're very complex actually. So a lot of stuff going on. So I haven't used any modulation yet. They keep evolving. They're very organic. They don't have too many patterns that repeats and give away that it's a scene playing. And then these are the pitch modulations. Control over them. So with dark tension pad 2. So it's nice when you wanna have control of the tension in a scene. Of course, you have the mod wheel controlling the filter. Okay, the store pad. It's kind of an interesting pad. It's kind of emotional, but disturbed. In a way, kind of like if you're watching some apocalyptic movie and then you have a nice moment, so you want to score it, but still you know things are going to help pretty soon, so you don't want to sound too nice. That kind of bad. So yeah, this one, the other tangos. So let's hear it. This is fun. This is pretty aggressive. The pitch bend. Ethereal dark pad. It's pretty rich. Now with the pitch bend. is really oriented to scoring. So a couple more of that. Same idea here. Skip to this one. Pulsing glass organ. Very subtle kind of organish sound. This is the pitch bend. Then we have a thin glass organ, which is super subtle. This kind of sound blends really well with strings and live instruments. Then we have this very disturbed pad. And then we have the others, which are, like I was saying before, different elements that conform the pulses. So for instance, you remember the original Allen high bell? This is one of the things that make that pulse. We also have a few arpeggiators here. This is a major, minor. So what else we have? This one is really cool. Like a big analog scene. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Daft Punk. Very aggressive. Then we have this craziness here. Controlling the pitch bend, you can see it on the screen. Then we have a few roads that conform the lunar pulse. And another ratio. More stuff here. Percussive stuff. Or percussive. So yeah, so that's the other sound. So like you can see, there's a lot of stuff here that you can mix and match on the pulses. So this is a very fun library, and it complements very well Pulsar 1 too, because this one tends to be a little bit more percussive, and so they work very well together. Anyway, I hope you have time and check out the demos so you can get a sense of how it works in real life. And thanks a lot.